Okay. Well, good morning, everyone. If anyone's joining, I haven't had a chance to say good morning to. Thank you so much for starting your day off with us for our Power Vinyasa yoga practice. If you haven't been with us before, this is a yoga practice that's inspired by the Journey into Power sequence, which is a Baptiste power yoga. So if you enjoy this practice, of course, you can find other practices on our YouTube channel. But also, just check out the Journey into Power sequence and you can find information and yoga practices that are in different links that use the same poses. So we're going to get started in Child's Pose. You can bring your tailbone towards your heels, your knees wide on the mat, arms extended out in front. Using this as an opportunity to arrive here on your mat this morning. Connecting to your breath. The breath of victory, Ujjayi breath. That's in through your nose, out through your nose. An audible breath that sounds like the ocean waves and helps us to remain present and grounded in our bodies. And as you're here in Child's Pose, you can begin to press your tailbone back towards your heels, maybe finding some more space, walking your hands out towards the front of your mat a bit more. Finding integration in our shoulders, drawing your shoulder blades towards your spine. Deep inhale together. Exhale out your nose. One more deep inhale. And on your exhale, press up into downward facing dog. Our first down dog of the day after our week-long down dog challenge. Again, finding integration, drawing your shoulder blades towards your spine, allowing your head to hang, finding length from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Maybe you can walk your dog out, pedaling one foot and the other. Waking up your calves, your hamstrings. Inhale. Exhale, step both feet to your hands for ragdoll. Forward folding at the hips, allowing the crown of your head to hang. Grabbing opposite elbow with opposite hand. Maybe you sway side to side or shake your head yes and no, but just really getting connected to your body here, listening to what it needs. And throughout our practice, I'll provide you with cues of poses, but at all times, listening to your body. Exhale your hands to your mat. Inhale, halfway lift to a flat back. Press your hands against your shins, drawing the crown of your head towards the front of the room. Shoulders integrating, drawing towards your upper spine. Forward fold. Reach up, extended mountain pose. Palms facing each other. Again, finding shoulder integration, drawing your shoulders towards your thoracic spine. Waking up your hands, spreading all your fingers apart. Rooting down through the four corners of your feet. Reach up. Exhale your hands to heart center. And we'll start our practice with one cleansing Om. Inhale. Exhale. Om. Inhale your hands up, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift to a flat back. Exhale to high plank. Bring your knees to your mat here. Drawing your belly button in towards center. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we'll move through Sun A here, always moving with your breath. We'll take 3 resting breaths in downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up, extended mountain pose. Reach up towards the ceiling, finding length. And on your exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, moving with your breath. Exhale, high plank. So low plank, upward facing dog. Drawing your shoulders back, pulling your chest forward. Downward facing dog. Pressing your hands down into your mat, spreading your fingers wide. Exhale your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Moving with your breath, inhale, halfway lift. Let your exhale take you all the way down to low plank. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to move through one more sun salutation A, picking up the pace a little bit. Step or float to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Chaturanga, high plank, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step both feet to your hands. Chair pose. Sink down, reach up, or bring your hands to heart center. Again, being mindful of shoulder integration. Draw your shoulders towards your upper spine. Sit down an inch lower this morning. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, high plank to low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step your right foot to your right hand, warrior one. Spin your left foot to 45 degrees, rooting down through the four corners of your feet, pressing down to reach up through the crown of your head. Finding length. Drawing your left hip towards the front of the room. And if you can't find enough space to square your hips, you can move your back foot out towards the edge of your mat. Reach up. Exhale your hands to your mat. Chaturanga. High plank, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take one breath in. And exhale your left foot to your left hand, warrior one on the left side. Finding 90 degrees in that left leg. Drawing your knee out towards the pinky toe edge of your foot. Drawing the front of your pelvis up as your tailbone descends. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. High plank, chaturanga. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale your feet to your hands, step or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose. Sink down, reach up. Drishti, focus on one point on the wall, connecting your breath. Using these two as your foundation to stay when it gets hard. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, high plank, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step your right foot to your right hand, warrior one. Finding a position where you feel powerful in your warrior here. And maybe this morning that's finding your edge and sinking deeper into that right leg. Maybe this morning it's pressing down through your foundation and finding length and reaching up. Drawing your belly button in towards your center. Exhale, hands to the mat, chaturanga. With your breath, downward facing dog. Step your left foot to your left hand, warrior one on the left side. Notice if this side feels different. What do you need to give to your body this morning? Inhale, sink deeper. Exhale, hands to the mat, high plank. Low plank, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step both feet to your hands. Chair pose, sink down, reach up. 2 breaths. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. High plank, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Warrior 1, right foot to your right hand. Sink down, reach up. Chaturanga. High plank, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Warrior 1 on the left side, left foot to your left hand. Grounding down into your back foot. Reach up. Chaturanga. High plank, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step both feet to your hands. Chair pose. Sink down, reach up. Forward fold, halfway lift. Finding length, chaturanga. High plank to low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Warrior 1, right foot to your right hand. 1 breath, root to rise. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Warrior 1 on the left side. Root to rise, reach up. Chaturanga. High plank, low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Starting to create some heat, bring some tapas to our practice this morning. Notice how this down dog might feel different from your first this morning. Maybe you bring your feet a bit wider, or bring your hands closer to your feet, drawing your tailbone towards the back of the room. Reach your right foot up towards the ceiling for 3-legged dog. Bend your knee and stack your hips. Bring your right hip over your left. Pressing down equally into both hands, finding a nice side body stretch. And if flip dog is in your practice, you can bring your right foot all the way over, rotating to the mat. Drawing your hips up, reaching your hand towards the ceiling. Breathing. You're coming back down to high plank. Lift your left leg up and towards the ceiling. Flex your feet towards your shins. Bend your knee. Stack your hips. And flip your dog. Pressing down into your feet and your hand that's grounded. Reaching up. Raising your hips. And gently come back to high plank. Side plank on your right side. Left hand down. Right hand up towards the ceiling. You can bring your knee to your mat here if you need a little bit of extra balance. Lifting from the core, drawing your side body up, and carefully coming back down to high plank. Bring both feet together, side plank on the opposite side. Finding the fullest expression of this pose. Maybe you're lifting your top leg up towards the ceiling, or maybe that's just reaching up a bit higher. And carefully come back to downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale here. Sigh it out, open your mouth. Let it go. Step your right foot to your right hand. Crescent lunge. Both feet face 12 o'clock. Coming up onto the ball of your left foot. Reaching up towards the ceiling. Drawing the back knee up towards the ceiling. Really activating that back leg. Hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Draw your left elbow to your right knee. Pressing your hands together until you reach heart center. With every inhale, finding length. Every exhale, twisting just a bit more. Coming back to center, crescent lunge. Reach up. Extended side angle. Swing your back foot towards the left wall. Bring your right forearm to your right thigh. Yeah. Bending your front knee. Yeah, bring your forearm here. Drawing your left hip back. And chaturanga. High plank to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot to your left hand. Crescent lunge on the left side. Both feet face 12 o'clock. Sinking down into that left thigh. Finding your edge. Drawing your right knee up towards the ceiling. Bringing both hands to heart center. And twist to the other side. Drishti. Breath. Pressing down through your feet to find length through the crown of your head. Come back to center. Rotate your back foot. Warrior two. Extended side angle, right or left forearm to your left thigh. Using your core here, not dumping all of your weight into that arm, just resting it on your leg. Untitled Chaturanga. High plank to low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, step or float, feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Mountain pose, reach up. Chair pose, sink down. Draw both hands to heart center and twist to the right. Every inhale, finding length through the crown of your head. Every exhale, twist. Rinse out, maybe just a little bit more. Come back to center, chair pose. Twist to the left. Maybe you can sink another inch deeper into your chair. Exhale, forward fold, release. Yogi toe lock, bring your peace fingers to your big toes. You can bend your knees here, find space. Allowing your head to hang heavy. Imagining any thoughts that are distracting you from your practice, just dropping off the top of your head, sweep them off your mat. They'll be there when we're done, but this time is for you. Gorilla pose, palms to toes. Walk your hands under your feet, bringing your toes up to your wrist creases. And slowly starting to open up those hamstrings. You can straighten your legs just a little bit more maybe. Or if not, that's okay. Palms to your mat, release your bind. Crow pose, or yogi squat if crow is not in your practice. And I encourage you to try something new this morning. Even if it's just one big toe coming off the mat, that's awesome. It's progress, right? Come back to high plank. Low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step both feet to your hands. Halfway lift, forward fold, reach up, extended mountain pose. Eagle on the right side. Bring your right arm under, your right leg over. Drawing everything into center line, pressing both legs into one. Drawing your elbows up and away from your body. Pressing down through the four corners of your feet. Reach up. Eagle on the left side, left arm under. Left leg over. Finding stillness in the storm, calm, centered, grounded. Switch sides. Eagle on the right side. right arm under, right leg over. Finding power in this posture. When we've slowed our body a bit, where can you activate? And switch sides. Left arm under, left leg over. Eagle pose. And release. Standing mountain pose. Bring both hands to your hips. For standing leg raise, draw your right leg up towards the front of the room. And extend your leg out. You can support your leg from underneath with your hands under your knee, or maybe you can grasp the outside of your foot. Extending your leg. And start to bring your leg to the right side of the room and your gaze to the left. Coming back to center. Extend your leg out. Point your toes. And bring your leg towards the back wall for airplane pose. Grounding down into the left foot. Palms facing down. Half moon pose. Left hand down to the mat or a block. Right leg up towards the ceiling. Right hand up towards the ceiling. And you can come down onto your left knee if you don't have a block to help here. Release. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Extended mountain pose. Bring your hands to your hips for standing leg raise on the left side. Draw your left knee up. Crown of your head. Finding length in every pose. Extend your leg out. And then to the left side of the room. Opening up your hips. Coming back to center. Airplane. Draw your left foot to the back of the room. Palms facing down. And half moon on this side. Right hand to the mat or a block. Left hip stacks on top of the right. drishti towards your top big thumb. Big thumb. Yeah, your top thumb. It doesn't matter if it's big or small. And release. Halfway lift, forward fold, reach up for extended mountain pose, tree on the right side. Draw your right foot to the inside of your right leg. Maybe it's your inside of your thigh or your calf, or maybe you're on a kickstand this morning. Just not pressing into your knee. Hands to heart center. Drishti, 1 point. 1 point of focus. Pressing down through the four corners of your feet. And you can start to grow your branches this morning. Whatever tree you feel like is in you this morning, you can reach up. And release. Tree on the left side. Root to rise. Press down, reaching up through the crown of your head. Drawing into core. And grow your branches on this side. And switch sides, tree on the right. Right foot to the inside of your right leg or your left leg. Pressing two legs into one. And when you're ready, grow your branches, reach up. And switch sides. And release your tree. Forward fold. High plank. The low plank. Upward facing dog. Open up your chest. Draw your shoulders towards your spine. Pressing down through the tops of your feet. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot to your right hand, warrior one. Warrior two, spin your hips to the side of the room. Straighten your front leg. Reach towards the front of the room as far as you can. And when you can't reach any further, come down to triangle pose. Finding one plane for your body. So maybe that means moving your hand up your leg a little bit. Curtis, try to move your hand up towards below your knee a bit. There you go. And now open your chest. That's it. Breathing. If looking up bothers your neck, you can look down at your toe. And bring your hands to your hips. Spin both feet to the left wall. Side facing, wide-legged forward fold. Bend forward at your hips. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Drawing your tailbone up towards the sky. Allowing your head to hang. Maybe sway side to side here. You can grab opposite hands with opposite elbows. Whatever feels good for your body this morning. And slowly come up one vertebrae at a time, coming up to standing. Bring your left foot closer to your right, like you're standing on a railroad track. So bring it out, both feet towards the front of the room. Left foot back, sorry. It's not good, like this. There you go. So like you're standing on a railroad track. We're gonna take namaste, front facing forward fold. So bring both hands behind your back, pressing your palms together. And if your fingers can point down, or if you have access, they can spin and point up. And fold forward over your front leg. Such a great hamstring stretch. Twisting triangle, bring your left hand to the inside of your right foot or a block. Bring your left hand to the block, your right hand towards the ceiling. Rinsing out your spine. And release, Vinyasa. High plank, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Warrior one on the left side, left foot to your left hand. We'll take the same sequence here. Warrior one, warrior two. Straighten your left leg, reach forward, triangle on the left side. And maybe you have more space on this side, maybe you have less space, that's okay. Either way, just find the right place for that hand to land so that you find a single plane with your body. Staying with your breath, with your drishti. Slowly coming up, spin both feet to the right wall. And wide-legged forward fold on this side. And maybe on this side, you try on a bind. You can grab your both hands behind your back and reach up. There's a nice stretch in your shoulders. Again, whatever feels good for you. Slowly come up, one vertebrae at a time. Spinning both feet to the front of the room. Maybe draw that right foot in just a little bit closer. And namaste, forward fold on this side. Bring your hands behind you and forward fold. Twisting triangle, right hand to the inside of your left foot, or block. Left hand towards the ceiling. Release. Step back to high plank. And lower down to your mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest your favorite cheek on one side. Just taking a minute here. And your other cheek. Switch sides. Bring your hands to your side, palms facing down. For locust pose, on your inhale, come up, draw your chest up off the mat, pressing down through your hips, lifting your feet up. Exhale, come down. Deep breath in, exhale. Inhale, come up. And release. Once more, locust, come up. And release. Floor bow. If floor bow's in your practice, if it bothers your neck or your shoulders, you can just stay in locust. If you're coming into floor bow, draw your feet towards your rear end, grab the outsides of your feet. And when we come up, kick your feet into your hands, press back, and draw your chest up off the ground. Great, awesome. And release. Deep breath in, exhale. And on your inhale, come up, floor bow or locust. Release. One more deep inhale together. Exhale. Inhale, come up. Last floor bow. Press, press, press. And release. You can let go of your feet. Let your feet come to the mat. Bring your hands to your sides. Bring your palms to the mat, press up into upward facing dog. Opening the front, just open the back, pressing down, shining your chest forward towards the front wall, and coming all the way up onto your knees. We're gonna come into Camel Pose. So sitting up into hero, standing up, yeah, there you go. And bring your hands to your, either behind your low back to support, or if you can reach the tops of your heels, you can come back into camel. Reaching back, drawing your chest forward, allowing your head to come back. Slowly come up. And come into a seated position. We're gonna come onto our backs for bridge pose. Draw your feet towards your butt. Pressing down through your feet. Lift your hips towards the ceiling. You can walk your shoulders or your delts under your shoulders. Pressing up. Drawing your knees together as if you're keeping a block in between them. Really activating those quads and releasing your glutes. And come down. Press up, bridge. Release. Press up, bridge pose. Release. Come into wheel if wheel is in your practice, or wheel prep. You can just bring your hands towards the side of your head, pressing up onto the crown of your head if you're in wheel prep, keeping most of the weight in your arms. Or stay in bridge and come up. Release. Wheel or bridge, go up. Release. Last one. Go up, wheel. And tuck your chin and come down, release. Butterfly pose, Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring both soles of your feet to touch. Let your knees hang out towards the side. Just soaking in all that hard work. Dead bug pose or happy baby. Draw your knees towards your chest. Grab the outsides of your feet. Or if that's not accessible to you, you can grab behind your knees. And take whatever movements feel good for you. You can rock back and forth, side to side. You can extend your legs out. And bring both feet towards the ceiling. Bring your legs 1/3 down. Another third towards the floor to a hover. And just a few inches above the floor. Look up in between your toes. Hi, toes. And up towards the ceiling. And 1/3 down. 1/3 down. And hover. Come up. Last one, 1/3, 1/3, and to a hover. Look up between your toes. And release. Bring your knees to your chest. You're gonna rock and roll. And come into high boat pose. Making an inverted, or making a V with your body. Bring your legs up, chest up, fingers facing towards the front of the room. And low boat, high boat, to low, high boat, low boat, high boat, release. Take one last rock and roll and move through your final vinyasa. And yeah, roll up in the upward, yeah, halfway lift, forward fold, halfway lift, forward fold, reach up to mountain pose, forward fold, step back to high plank, to low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, pigeon, half pigeon on the right side. Bring your right foot parallel to the front of your mat, your right leg parallel to the front of your mat. And it doesn't have to be parallel. If you need to bring it closer to your left knee, that's fine. Extend your left foot out and fold forward. Noticing where you're holding tension here. And direct your breath there. See if you can soften. Maybe it's in your jaw. Maybe it's in your back hip. Just surrendering to this pose. Using your breath to let go of anything that's holding you back. Slowly come up and switch sides. Again, noticing any place that you're holding tension. Maybe it's different. Maybe it's in a different spot on this side. And sending your breath there. Carefully pressing up to a seated position, extending both legs forward. Bring your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. Reach up and fold forward towards your left foot. Switch sides. Bring your right leg out in front, your left leg to the inside. Reach up and fold forward. Bring both legs out in front. Reach up, find length, and fold. You can release and come into reverse tabletop. Put your hands behind your back. Push your feet down into the mat and lift up. Come to a seated position and take an inversion of your choice. Maybe that's shoulder stand or waterfall, or if you have a classical handstand in your practice, headstand. Whatever that is for you today. Bring your feet up towards the ceiling, just reversing that flow. Noticing the new energy that you created. From the floor to your toes. Bringing new life into your body this morning. And if you're in headstand or you're in shoulder stand, you can carefully come down. Shoulder stand to plow pose, feet to the back of to behind you, to the floor, to deaf man's pose, knees to your ears, and then coming to a flat back on your mat. Drawing your knees to your chest And letting them fall to the right for supine twist on this side. Draw your knees up to your chest. Allow them to fall to the other side for supine twist. Butterfly pose, bring both feet to touch, soles of your feet to touch, knees, opposite sides. Taking deep belly breaths here, allowing your belly to fill up with air, and exhale, drawing your belly button in. Draw your knees to your chest. Give yourself one big hug. Gratitude for getting up this morning, for practicing, for showing up. Squeeze every muscle in your body. Squeeze. And Shavasana. Expand out. Take up space on your mat. You can lie on your back or sit up in an easy seat, whatever's comfortable for you. Just taking a moment to find the best pose here for yourself. Keeping that breath that we started with this morning. Noticing the ground supporting you from your heels to your calf muscles, to the backs of your legs, your hips sinking down into the earth. Your lower back. Your upper back. Dropping into the stillness that you created. And when you're ready, you can start to wiggle your toes and your fingers, bringing life back into your body. You can roll onto a side that feels good for you, your right or your left, into the fetal position. Using your arm as a pillow. Taking this moment for gratitude. Gratitude for your practice, maybe for your body, maybe for someone in your life who encouraged you to show up today. And when you're ready, you can press up into a seated position. Drawing your hands to heart center. Taking one deep breath in together. Exhale. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody. So great to see all of you. Thanks for coming out. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Amanda. Yes.
Remember to check in.
Thanks, Amanda.
Check